Veel volgers van het vrouwenvoetbal weten het wel zeker. Die Oranje Leeuwinnen maken zondag geen schijn van kans in de WK-finale tegen de Verenigde Staten. Maar ja, is dat nou wel zo? En hoe goed zijn die bejubelde Amerikanen nou eigenlijk? Ja, dat vragen we aan een Amerikaanse journalist voor ESPN, Alyssa Roenick. Zij is in Lyon. Alyssa, it's nice to have you in the show. The first questions, are you impressed by the performance of the Dutch squad this World Cup?
I am impressed by the performance. I think, though, you know, they're the 2017 European champions, so there was a lot of expectation on this squad. I think anyone who's been paying attention to women's football really expected a lot out of them. I don't know, maybe if everyone expected to see them in this final, but yeah, I think they've been impressive all along, and I'm pretty excited for the final on Sunday.
Yeah, but are you impressed also by their performance, let's say, in the semis? Because I've seen your article that you've written, and you were a bit negative about the match.
It wasn't the most thrilling match I think we've seen this tournament, and I also think the Dutch team was not able to play the kind of football that they want to play. Sweden really suffocates the center of the field. You know, they've done that against everyone they've played. They certainly did that against the U.S. at the Olympics in 2016. So I think we're going to see a really different Dutch team against the U.S., a more natural Dutch team. And then, of course, you know, the Netherlands have had some issues, as have the U.S., with injuries to their front three, but I think they've also shown, as the U.S. has shown, that they have sort of an interchangeable group of forwards who can step in. Certainly you guys have an incredible trio of forwards. They're very exciting, but there have been some injuries to Martins, and you know, we had that switch as well with Van der Sanden. So I think it'll be interesting to see what happens on Sunday, what that starting 11 looks like, but I do think we'll see a different team, a different style of play against the U.S. I think it's going to be a really exciting game.
Yeah, but obviously the U.S., they are 3 times world champion. It's the first time the Dutch squads reach the final of the World Cup. What would you say is the big difference between the two when you look at their level they're reaching?
Well, I think 2 things. One, you just said it. They've been there before. I think there's something that comes with that experience of being able to walk into big moments and perform. There are 6 women on the U.S. team who have now played in 3 consecutive World Cup finals. That's experience that you can't buy any other way. And the Dutch team, obviously, this is only their 2nd Women's World Cup. It is phenomenal that they are now in the final. I mean, if you think about the fact that in 2011, this team was watching the World Cup on television, and now they're in the final, it's a remarkable rise. So I think handling that moment is going to be tough for them. And I also think, you know, the United States has been investing in its women's program for a long time. That's something that we're now seeing in the Netherlands, and you're seeing how quickly that investment is paying off, the return on that investment. And so I think that's one of the differences as well. The U.S. team, this has been a more historic program than the Netherlands, but we're seeing that investment is truly paying off, and I hope that's an example to lots of countries to follow suit.
Yeah, but do you also think that there's like a difference when you look at the physical strength, the technique, the speed, things like that? Do you think that America is much further than Holland in that perspective?
Yeah, I think we play a little different style of football in the U.S., and I think that, yes, I think the physicality of the American team is on display. The speed is on display. They like to play an incredibly high-tempo style of football. That said, I think that the physicality and the endurance of the Dutch team really paid off in that match on Wednesday night. They outlasted the Swedish squad, absolutely. Now, what they're also going to have to contend with, though, is they played a very long football game on Wednesday night, and they already have 1 fewer day to recover than the Americans. So I think that's also going to come into play when she's looking at the starting 11, who is going to have the legs to both start that match, complete that match, and then come in later in the game and be able to run with the U.S. team that everyone knows, you know, if there's one thing the U.S. can do, it is outrun, outlast by endurance whoever they're playing.
So what is your prediction for the match then on Sunday? An easy victory for the ladies of the United States?
You know, I don't predict an easy victory. I after the game Wednesday night, some of the women said they felt the U.S. was underestimating them. And I asked Kelly O'Hara that this morning, and she said, Absolutely, we are not. I think that's something that they're projecting on us. We are taking them seriously. We believe they can score. I think if the U.S. scores within the first 12 minutes, as it has all game, I think they win this game. But I think 3-2, that's my prediction.
3-2.
Both teams are going to do some scoring.
Okay, but then it's 3-2 for the US.
For the
I think.
U.S., yes, I'm gonna go with the U.S. win.
Okay. Elissa Roenick, thank you so much and good luck there in Lyon.